and welcome to Piper's Petals, your DIY for all things floral. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy Christmas arrangement, so stay with me. So today we're going to be working on a quick Christmas arrangement that is wonderful for tables or for a centerpiece or for giving as a gift. It is fairly easy to do, quick and inexpensive. So before I show you all the things that we're going to need, please subscribe to our channel so we can bring you great content, and hit the like button. And if there is something that you would like to see, leave it in the comments down below and we'd be happy to make a floral video on that for you. So today, my project, I just got a simple pail. This was from Hobby Lobby. This is not galvanized. It is just a cheap party pail. You can certainly use galvanized if you have it, but sometimes containers can get expensive. So I have my pail, and I'm going to need some silk foam, as well as some tape if we can't get the silk foam wedged in there. Sometimes you can, so you don't need the tape. You certainly can glue it down if you want to, but I like to reuse my containers, so the less glue that I use, the better. I will tend to use the glue when I have something like candles that I don't want moving around too often. And then what we're going to need after that is our flowers. And I have 3 to 4 stems of these little poinsettia picks. These were fairly inexpensive. I have some pine and some pine cones if I tend to use them, and some ribbon. And then of course our supplies. We're just going to need our wire cutters, scissors, and some wire. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get our silk foam into the container. So what you're going to want to do is kind of eyeball it. You want a little bit like this much over. You don't want it to be flat because you need a little rise in your oasis. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off, and that looks about right. And we're just going to use these little pieces as well to fill in around. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just cutting these little triangles. So I'm just cutting it this way to get more of this to fit in and to secure it in there. And I'm going to push that in there. And any little excess I'm going to trim off in a minute. So I have that. And then I'm going to cut about another third of this brick down. And I'm going to do another little, well, we'll just try to do this inside here. Just play with it like any kind of shape. All right, that looks good. It's kind of like Legos. You used to put those together. You just want to get it all stuffed in there. And if this seems to be floating towards the bottom too much, you can always just stuff some more down in here so it gets some rise to it. And I think I just need a little bit more. I know this looks funny, but this is what we do to get it all together. All right, and now I'm just gonna kind of shave this away. So I'm just shaving it around so I have a nice kind of smooth surface to it. And once I get this done, if you wanted to, you can cover it with moss. Some people like to do that. I'm pretty well going to cover this entire surface, so I'm not going to bother with the moss today. All right, so I have all that done. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of my floral tape and make a little X over this. Like I said, you can glue it down if you want to. I just like to reuse my containers, so I'm just going to use a little bit of tape. You're not going to see it by the time I get the silk greens over it. All right, and there we have the container, ready to go. Okay, so now for my flowers, I'm going to use 3 to 4 poinsettias, and I'm going to use some of this pine here, and I've got these picks. And basically, I'm just going to go around this arrangement, and I am going to start with my icicles, and I'm going to put these in the middle, and I use 3 of them because I like to have 3. I'm going to make one a little higher in the center, and I'm going to put 2 on the sides, and we can adjust these, and we will. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put in my poinsettias. I think these are really pretty. If you don't wanna use these colors, this is more like a natural color, you can use the glitzy reds and golds. That would be beautiful together as well. But for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and use my white and silvers. If you're gonna use the reds and the golds, I would get a red pail or some kind of red or gold container to go with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my poinsettias in. And don't press them all the way down. You want to leave a little bit of height and dimension to it. So as you can see, I've left about an inch there. And I'm just going to go around. Now you don't want to overlap them. I'm just going to kind of put them together, and then we're going to fill in with our other stuff. And as I said, this goes pretty quick. And so I'm going to end up using 4. That's what it's going to take for me. And we can adjust them. All right. And I'm going to push it down just a little bit more. All right. And then I'm going to start filling in with my pine. So get your wire cutters out and just start filling in. You may need 2 pieces of this or whatever you want. You could use natural pine. I like this because it had a little of the glitz to it. And I'm just cutting it off. I find if you get a big stem like this, it goes a lot longer way than buying tons of little picks. But you can if you want to use more of the little picks with it if you rather. I'm just going to keep going around my bucket. And you can do this with any colors. Blues and whites are pretty too. Of course, I have my silver and white here, the reds and golds. And I like these little party pails because it's something that's cute and it's festive. When you go to take the arrangement out, you can always use this little pail as a arrangement for New Year's with some New Year's decorations in it. Think of it as a little champagne bucket. All right, and I'm going to keep just working my way around this until I get all my pine in. So I finished going around with my pine, as you can see, and now I'm going to just bend these branches down. Kind of push them in and just bend them down. So don't worry about anything being way too long or way too short. We're just going to bend them down and get them in there so that they're kind of going down the bucket. And now I do have a couple of little pine cone picks, and I'm going to go ahead and set those in there. I'm going to put one on that side and one on the other side. And we are almost through with this arrangement. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of ribbon for effect. So I think I want to do maybe a 3-loop ribbon on this one. So I'm just going to make a center loop, a half twist, bring the ribbon back up to me, a half twist, another loop, and another half twist. Cut the ends. Always give yourself a little more extra ribbon. Don't make it too short. You rather cut off some than make it too short and not be able to use that piece. And I'm going to go ahead and put my wire in the middle. And I have my bow. Then I'm just going to cut off a piece of one of these little picks that I was using here to make this as my floral pick. You could use a floral pick if you want to, but sometimes I just find this easier to use. All right, and now just put your bow around that piece or use a pick. And make sure that your loops are adjusted. And I'm just going to put the bow down the front of my arrangement. I just want to go underneath my flowers with it. And I'm going to curl my little ends. It's wired ribbon, so you can curl it any way you want to. All right, let me just take an eyeball at it. All right, and there it is. A beautiful, quick Christmas arrangement that everybody will enjoy for the holidays. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and hit the like button. We do appreciate it. Have a great holiday.